Oil Guys in a Bind task in Harbor, Quebec. Hello there everybody and welcome to another exciting episode of SnowRunner here at Overfed Gaming. We are here at the Oil Refinery called Petrol, Quebec, and we're picking up 2 more pallets of fuel that we got to deliver to the docks. We've already delivered 6 and we've got 2 more to go, and we are in our trusty Avenhorn A15 and we're going to do our best to see if we can deliver these pallets of fuel. Now we're just shifting it into the high range of the low gear as we're going to prepare to travel alongside this oil pipeline here that runs to the refinery. Now we got a little ways to go, and that's okay. We've got a couple of really good shortcuts that we can use. Normally, if you're driving along here, you're going to go straight and then you're going to end up running over a partial area of a lake, and then you're going to get into the north side of the port area, which is where the ferry is located, but not where the docks are. So we're going to try and bypass that whole port area by going in to the hills and taking our cut going left and cutting that whole corner of the map off. It's going to be a little bit hair-raising because it's not an easy detour. It's a little bit dangerous, a little bit steep right at the beginning, but we're going to take our time and we're going to see if we can make it through. So that's the plan, and once we're up there, you'll be able to look down in a couple of areas so you can see where the port is and how much of the lake we really cover up. We cut off this drive. Now normally we would go straight, and if you have a bigger truck you would have to, because this route is only for shorter frame trucks like the Avenhorn or the Plaid could make it up here. I don't know if the Kenworth could do it. It's a little bit too long. Now we do have our chains, but this is the ultimate snow climber, the Avenhorn A15, and we're going to see if we can just slowly walk our way right up the side of this hill. Absolutely fantastic. What a truck. Great traction, lots of power, and the only downside that I can see that I would really like to see in the future is maybe a crane add-on. A crane add-on and 2 cargo slots, just like the Plaid. I think that would make the Avenhorn A15 unstoppable. Anyhow, as we're coming up near the top of the hill here, and you can look out to the right-hand side, you can see where the port is, and then just to a little bit further, you can see where that lake is. So we would have had to try and find our way across that ice, and it's not all solid. Let me tell you, you do have to drive in special areas where the ice is a little bit more solid and where it will hold the weight of your truck and your cargo. So it's a little bit more difficult and it takes a little bit longer. Even going at this slower speed, the Avenhorn will cut off quite a bit of distance and time. So just keep that in mind. And it's not a bad journey. You know, to tell you the truth, I think that I would probably even attempt this with the Kenworth, although it'd be a little bit tougher. Now you got a little bit of a small little rocky land bridge, I guess. I don't know what you want to call it, but it's kind of scary looking. It is not very big, and well, we can just make it across here. Oh, got to be careful you don't slide off on the left-hand side or the right. If you slide off on the right, then you're going to go down quite a ways. Anyhow, we're going to come up to the top here, and that's when we're going to start heading back down again. There again, you got to take your time because the trail is fairly narrow, and you can see the road down below that we got to join up with. Now, when we do come out of the hill here and join up with that road, instead of joining up with it and heading left, we got to head right, because we come out just past where the other detour starts, where we got to go around. You'll see it when we get to it. The detours are what makes the life a little interesting in SnowRunner. It's throws a lot of different things at you, but if you take your time, you can usually navigate most of them. And every once in a while, well, if your truck flips, then we call up the ambulance, and we call up the rescue vehicles, like the TUS will come out and flip you back up on your wheels and bring the plat out to put the cargo back on the back. But we're going to do our best not to flip the truck. So as you're coming down here, we can't go left, like I said, because there's a rock slide on the road. And just over to the right here, you can see that little cart that tells you that there's a detour, and we have got to go down here to go around that rock slide. And there again, that's not really the way you should be going, but if you go slow enough, you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. Just like I said, you got to go a little bit slower. That's about the only advice I can give you there, because we got the traction and we got the power, but if you start sliding, it doesn't matter how much power or traction you got. It's going to be tough trying to stop yourself. Anyhow, as we're just clawing our way around here, we got a little ways left to go to get back up on the highway. And at least when we're on the highway, we're okay, because we got our chains. So icy highway or not, really doesn't make much of a difference to the Avenhorn. It's all the same. This part here is a little tricky because the rocks that you gotta try and drive over are a little slanted towards the right, and it makes it a little harder. Now normally, when I've been through here a few times, and when I've gone through here, I usually take that higher plateau straight in front of us, but today I think we're gonna do something a little different, and we're going to stay on the lower level, and I'm going to hope that we don't slide off there and end up at the bottom of the quarry there. So just going to go a little bit slower. See, it's pretty angly, but well, we seem to do okay with the Avenhorn. Made it through there no problem, so I think we're going to have to try that one again. Anyhow, just up ahead here, we're going to be heading back out onto the highway. And we're going to head down till we get to the fuel station, where we're going to fuel up, and then we're going to be in, which is in Everton, the little town of Everton. We got to go through that and then get down to the other side of it. But I'm getting ahead of myself. We're not there yet. We're just climbing out of this little detour. So there we go. And we shift her back up into automatics and go a little bit faster. Everton and Tidal are straight up the road. Fuel up in Everton. And like I said, on here on the road with ice, whether it's got ice or no ice, you put chains on it, it drives like a normal road. So you can make quite a bit of headway if you got a chain truck and you have the main artery of the highway on the map at your disposal, where you happen to want to be. I mean, you could be driving on the other side and then you couldn't make use of this highway. But we are here, and we can, and we will. Now we still have to be a little careful when we go downhill, because we can still slide. So you still have to just beware a little bit, be focused on what you're doing. And there is no need to really go real fast anyhow, because it's not that far away. Up around the corner here is where we should be able to see the fuel station. Oh, that's the next corner, I suppose. Boy, I tell you, this Avenhorn is definitely one of my favorite trucks in the game. The Avenhorn can do anything the other trucks can do, with the exception of the crane. That's it, just a crane. Might not haul as much cargo, but if you do it enough time, it can haul as much cargo as anybody else can. Yeah, just up the road here is where the fuel station is. I just saw it around the corner. There we go. And now we got 157 liters left, and we still got reserves, I believe 160 on the bumper, 80 on either side, and two 40-liter jerry cans. But if you got a fuel station, I'm a stickler for keeping my tank fueled up, because you never know, even if it's only to have the fuel there available for a new mission down the road in this truck, because I don't recover my trucks to the garage right away. Anyhow, through the magic of video editing, we changed the time. It started off in the morning from the gas station. We're just going to head through Everton to the other side, and instead of going down the hill on the left-hand side, we're going to continue on this highway to just before where the bridge is. It'll become apparent. We're not that far away now. We're getting pretty close to where we got to go. But we got a brand new detour that we found with a pretty dicey ice crossing. So, but we're going to go this other way. We're going to give it a shot. Now, normally, when we would come this way, and if we want to get to the other side over across the river, we would turn off the road right over here on the left-hand side and then go down and cross the water. But because we want to be in a different area on the other side of the water, which is why we are heading a little bit further south. Now the bridge over up ahead is down. You cannot get through. But if you go over here, you can head further south, and the docks where we got to go is in the south. So down at the south here, there's a place where you can cross the ice, I believe. I'm not quite sure, and we're going to find out together. Ice crossings are dicey, to say the least, because in some places the ice, you can break through it. In some places it stays solid. You have to be able to tell one type of ice from the other. And in some places they have breakaway ice, kind of like the breakaway rocks that they had in Zerbai quarries, where if you drove a little bit too close to the edge, the rocks would break away on you and could topple your truck into the hole. Now they got the same way with the ice here, where some of it, I haven't seen it yet, but that's what I've been told. If you drive on the ice, some of it will dip below the water and even slide away on you. So, well, we're going to find out in a few minutes here. Now there's the docks right at the bottom there, and you can see the ice crossing from up here. And it doesn't look that great, but we'll know better once we get closer. I mean, you got to remember, there's an ice crossing there. Why would they put it in the game if they didn't want you to use it? Yeah, that's one way of thinking. You also think, hey, they put it there to attract you down to the bottom and maybe, hopefully, get you to drive into the water. But we're not going to do that. Now you can see the black arrow in the yellow diamond has come up on the screen, which means that we're getting pretty close to where we got to deliver the fuel. So we got a little ways to go, just over the next little crest of the hill. We're going to go down pretty quick there, a few more, and then we're going to be down at ice level. Just up ahead here. We're going to hang a sharp left. That's going to be a touch and go drive across the ice, I suppose. There, it looks like nothing but a little bit of damage on the engine there. Big chunks of broken ice. Ay, 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 what have I begun? I don't know why we are here, but we're here now, so we might as well give it a shot and see what happens. We got to get across, so we're going to try and look and see where there's... Ooh, now I see what the ice does when it breaks away. We got to try and pick a nice flat, sort of flat area, and hopefully the ice doesn't all flow away on us, so we can get across it. Oh boy. We can see where we got to go out, right straight ahead of us there. That water looks like it might be a little bit, well, we can just hit that one shard of ice. Ooh. Oh, I had visions of the back end of the truck sliding into the water there. No, but it looks like we're going to make it. Wow. That was kind of cool. I really like that. That was different. Haven't seen an ice crossing like that before, but I'm sure there'll be more to come. Now we're just going to slowly climb out of here and just drive around the side of the mountain, and hopefully that'll run right straight into the docks parking lot. That we're going to find out in a couple of minutes here. Let's give it a sharp crank. I should have started turning a little bit earlier here. I didn't. I'm going to have to jockey the truck a little. Yeah, okay, no problem. Here we go. All right, and we're almost there. You can see the docks over top of the trees there, or in between the trees. Well, this has been a new trip, I tell you. I've taken a few detours here that I don't usually take, so it's been a kind of like a brand new delivery for me today. And here we just kind of followed the track out, and I do believe it runs straight into the plant. The parking lot, or I don't know what you would call it. The yard of the docks, I suppose. And we're almost there. There he is. Now we can see it a little bit better. And have another successful delivery for the Overfed here at Overfed Gaming. Absolutely fantastic. There's the building and the parking lot, the lot, or where we got to drop it off. It's got to be on the other side of this building. That's just great. Absolutely awesome. This was a fun delivery. A little bit different. A couple of tough spots to get through, but it was very enjoyable. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you back at Overfed Gaming again real soon. Until then, you've been delivering the last 2 pallets of fuel in the contract, in the task, Oil Guys in the Bind, with me as your driver, the Overfed.